evening, everyone. Welcome to the podcast, Mindful Leadership Beyond Borders. And we are so excited. We have something very special to show you today. Our guest today is Nate Salpeter. Did I pronounce that correctly, Nate?
You did.
Okay.
Yep, you did great.
He's the founder of Sweet Farm Foundation, and they were the first animal sanctuary or nonprofit to address global climate impacts of factory farming. And they are an animal sanctuary. As you can see, these gorgeous, beautiful animals here on Nate's Animal Sanctuary. And he's going to talk to us about basically what can we as humans do to stop global warming, for example, to address climate change, and most importantly, to support the animals and stop animal abuse. So, Nate, over to you. What would you like to say?
Perfect. Well, first of all, it's great to be here on behalf of all of the amazing team members here at Sweet Farm. It's not just myself. It's not just my wife. Her name is Anna Sweet, so that's where Sweet Farm comes from.
Okay.
But really, it's a whole bunch of incredible, very committed, passionate individuals that make the work that Sweet Farm does possible. So really quickly, just a little bit about Sweet Farm. So when you think about the climate crisis, it's such a big, challenging problem. And this is a challenge and problem that is not going to be solved exclusively in an office space downtown somewhere. It's going to be solved out in the environment, out on the land, with support for new approaches, new technologies, supporting new entrepreneurs, in really catalyzing change out in the world. So Sweet Farm has actually been doing this for over 7 years now. So there are many organizations that are doing work related to animal agriculture and the climate, but where Sweet Farm really is breaking new ground is in the combination of our technology programs, as well as this grassroots education and rescue work, and agriculture. So we do plant-based agriculture out here. So by combining these pieces together, each one really fits into this bigger puzzle of how we as humans, these amazing animals, the land, the soil, and the role of improved knowledge and even technology can play a part in helping to solve this crisis for the environment, for our own health, and of course, even though I listed it third, for me personally, they are first is for the animals. So we are here in upstate New York, in the United States. Before that, we actually were founded in Northern California, right near San Francisco. However, in 2020, we had to evacuate the entire farm, including all 140 rescued animals, off from a wildfire. Fortunately, we didn't sustain damage. However, it was an 85,000 acre fire, and that was just one of many that year. The very next year, we had significant droughts, which were causing our wells to not produce at a high volume, as well as our agriculture program was having to reduce its capacity, reduce the length of the season, and all of that, of course, impacts our work that we do also on our technology program. So late last year, we made the decision that it was time to make a change and get ahead of the climate crisis. So we ourselves, having worked in the climate space for over 7 years, we became climate refugees ourselves. So we moved from California to upstate New York, where we have water. It comes out of the sky, it comes out of the ground. We're located right on a lake. It's fantastic. And that allows us to really do the important work that we need to do on behalf of the animals and the planet. So we'll talk a little bit about the animals here at Sweet Farm. I'll give you a kind of a high level, and then I'd love to answer any questions that you might have for myself or about the animals. So we have over 140 rescue animals. They've come from a number of situations, everything from abuse, abandonment, factory farms. Callie here, she actually came out of a live market. So that's market where there's live animals, and someone would select the animal that they want, and of course they are butchered then and there. So there are a lot of people in the United States don't realize that live markets are very prevalent actually in the U.S. as well. And the conditions at them, at least the ones that I've been to and seen with my own eyes, are abhorrent. They're not good. So we've rescued a number of animals out of those situations, and they oftentimes come in needing serious medical help just to get back to being healthy, happy animals. Each and every one of the animals has their own unique personality. We oftentimes will name them based on their personality, because we feel that these are individuals. They are we view them as residents here. We are on their land in many ways, and they are individuals. So what better way to honor that than to name them in a way that kind of reflects their personality? Because in many cases we have siblings even that have a shy sibling and outgoing sibling, and we will name them based on that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little walk around. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can get a little bit of a better view. And I'd love to answer any questions that you have for us today.
All right. I was just thinking about one of our local animal sanctuaries had a new pig come to their a sanctuary, and it was a pig that was on a truck. The truck was taking the pig to market. And the pig knew at some level that it was going to slaughter. So it jumped off the back of the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Jumped off the back of the truck and was found and taken to the animal. My God, people say, do animals have feelings? Yes, they have feelings. They're very smart, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't even realize that pigs, for instance, they have the intelligence level of a 3 to 4 year old human. We just don't have a way of, fully communicating with them. We understand, what certain squeaks or grunts or things like that mean when it comes to when the animals are speaking to us. But even then, scientists and researchers are constantly learning more and more about the intellect of these animals, and they are individuals. They are sentient. They just like a 3 to 4 year old human. A pig will get into mischief and has happy days and has days where they're not feeling the best. And fortunately for all of the animals out here at Sweet Farm, we have significantly more happy days than otherwise. Usually the only reasons why an animal might feel glum is like, if we need to take one of their friends to the vet to have a checkup or something like that, they might miss their friend, and that's totally normal kind of behavior out here. What you see right here is this is just one of our barns. This is a very, very large space, about 12,000 square feet in total, if you count the upstairs storage space as well. We are in New York, so there is the climate that we have to contend with, which includes cold weather. So all of the stalls, they have heat in them. During the summer, they have plenty of ventilation. We've designed these things to really be an amazing place for them when weather's inclement, and when it's nice out, the animals are able to be out. And as you can see, they are enjoying a little afternoon snack before they take the rest of the afternoon and start to go explore some of the larger areas around the farm this afternoon.
This morning, Nate, I was reading about that there's a university on the West Coast that is still doing invasive surgical procedures on pigs. Still doing that in this day and age. I was horrified to read that.
Yeah, there's still a non-trivial amount of research and things that's occurring, and unfortunately, so it's really important that we continue to move away from that and support technologies and approaches that don't necessitate that, and also support support the companies that don't test their shampoos or cosmetics on animals as well. Not all of the animals here at Sweet Farm, like I said, they have not all come from factory farms or abuse or live markets. Stella here, she is one of our very first rescues. In fact, she came to Sweet Farm when I was purchasing our very first farm truck back in late 2015. This is in California, and I was at a local farm. It was a pumpkin farm that also happened to have a small petting zoo for when when the pumpkin season was in full swing. They exploited animals to bring in additional guests, and I was about to purchase this truck from this gentleman, and I noticed this little sheep hanging out right near us. And I said, "What's the story with this sheep?" And the farmer said, "Well, she's too small for meat. She's too small for wool, but she's too big now for my petting zoo. So she's no longer useful to me. So I'm just going to give her to the butcher to put her down."
Oh no!
And I was about to hand him the check, and I said, "You know what? If you want this check for the truck, she's coming with me." So Stella joined us at Sweet Farm as one of our very first rescues. What was interesting is,
hi, Stella.
She's absolutely adorable, and what we thought is she would be very. We also thought, okay, she came from a place that she was used to people, so maybe she'll also be, want to be around people. Quite the opposite happened. She actually was completely done with people. In fact, for the first 3 years or so, she would not come within 50 to 100 feet of a person given the option, because she had grown up being bopped on the head and tugged on the wool, by person after person. So she no longer trusted people, which is totally understandable. Now, as you can see, she's comfortable with us just being a few feet away from her. But we're not really gonna get much closer to her, just because she still has that kind of flight response to people. Though if I had a handful of grapes, she would definitely come up. She loves grapes; those are her favorite.
Oh, there she goes.
Favorite foods.
Oh, that's so cute. Well, I love grapes too, Stella. So there you go. There's two of us.
Yeah, absolutely. What we'll do is we're going to actually walk through the barn, and we'll go to the other side of the barn into the bigger pasture. And while we do, you can see some of the animals. You'll see some of the stalls. The video might get choppy just for a second, but it should be okay as we head through here. This is Alfie. Alfie actually also he came from a 4-H project. So 4-H is kind of like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, but agriculture related. Unfortunately, oftentimes what happens is a family will ask a kid, their child, do you want to raise a goat or a cow or you know, an animal? And in certain parts of the country, it works out really well because it does work out because the family might have a piece of land, and that animal just becomes a companion, right, at their own farm, and you know, they're able to live out their entire life. However, in other parts where there isn't that kind of land availability, such as California, where such as the Bay Area, where Alfie came from, what ends up happening is family will raise the animal, and not having anywhere for them to go, they are taken to auction. And as you might imagine, for a little, you know, for an 8 to 12-year-old child who's been raising a goat or a cow for you know, a year and a half, they become part of the family. They've realized how amazing these animals are, how sensitive they are, how intelligent they are, and all of a sudden, it's like a light bulb goes off, and they say, how can we send an animal into that kind of situation? So they reach out to sanctuaries, and oftentimes animals from 4-H will end up at a sanctuary. So we have a number of them. That said, the thing that I will mention is 4-H does not exclusively do animal programs. They do have plenty of plant-based agriculture programs, and there are a lot of very valuable life skills that come from it. It's just comes down to a communication expectation thing, and oftentimes it's not unheard of at all that kids that go through that program end up being turned off from eating meat because they they build these connections with the animals as well. So you know, I just it's not there's many stories on all sides of the fences when it comes to different organizations. And this amazing guy here, his name is Martin. He actually came to us from a wool farm. Yeah, he's absolutely adorable. He actually was what is known as a bummer lamb. Of course, now he is a full-grown sheep. He is actually a wether, so he's a male. But what's interesting about Martin is you'll notice is his tail was not docked, so he still has his cute fluffy tail there. A lot of people don't even realize that sheep have tails. They do. It's just oftentimes they are docked at the farms. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna head through here. This particular gate here is a Maybach music.